I bought this 2002 BMW 330i. Kind of showed it already on social media. Some of you already kind of talked to you guys about it, and yeah, I'll give you guys a kind of a backstory of how I ended up buying the car. So there's this place called Copart, and they sell cars that have been in accidents. Most of the time, it's like insurance companies have decided that it's too much money for them to pay a body shop or a mechanic to fix it. So they decide to basically end up giving the owner of the car what they decide is the car is worth, and then basically selling the car on an auction here on Copart. And then they Copart auctions it off, and there's people like me who can go on there and purchase a car, right? So it's already been about 2 months. Yeah, and it's just been raining. It's been, kind of hard. I'll talk about it more, but it's also been hard to find a body shop who's willing to do some work on it, but not all of it, because I don't want to pay, thousands of dollars to get it done at the body shop. I feel pretty confident I can put it together. It's just certain things like welding that I don't do, that I need a body shop to do. Anyways, I bought it. Total price was $15.22, and that includes Copart's fees, auto bid master fees, and for the title to transfer over to me. I got the title maybe about a month later. So yeah, it didn't take too long, but it wasn't super fast. But as you can see the pictures of the car, if you go back to this one specifically, and I'll put this one large. But okay, this was the first one. Let's see if I can go to the second one. So it seems like the accident was here on the fender area, destroyed the headlight, really damaged this one part that's welded on to the frame rail, which actually you can buy just that part, so you can cut the other part and then just weld on the new one. And then here goes a kind of like a strut that holds on this whole front end here, and then obviously the front bumper. But this car needed fender, new hood, new front bumper, and the new part welded on to this section here. So we keep going. The car was, you can tell it's like one of those cars that somebody bought. Well, I'll talk about it here. If we go to auto auctions, I'm logged in here, but it's not free. You do have to pay. I think it was like $10 or $15. I forgot how much I paid, but you get to research the car. And for me, the most important part was who is selling the car. Is it an individual or is it the insurance? Because if it's an individual selling it, that to me raises a red flag, because to me it says something's so wrong with the car that individual said, you know what, I'm just gonna sell it at a very low fee at Copart. Now if it's an insurance, and it's different, right? The insurance may say, hey, we rather just pay this, whoever's insured with the car, we rather just pay them whatever the value of the car is, and have to deal with the body shop to leave the car in like a perfect condition, right? So as when I logged in and I researched this car, I saw that it said seller type insurance, which Copart sometimes tells you, sometimes doesn't, and that this car, it didn't say. So I go on here, auto auctions. I wanted to make sure before I bought the car. It also tells you what the estimated repair cost was. and that was 4,658. So that's I mean, that's to me. I will talk more about how much I've spent to fix it, but I haven't spent anywhere near that. Nowhere near, not even half of that. So again, that's why insurance companies say, do we take you to a body shop and pay almost $5,000 for a car in their opinion is worth $5,000? So that's why it was sent out to Copart. If you keep looking at the pictures, I mean, the car it's really clean, really well taken care of. Another thing that I did was, I don't have on the screen right now, but I did do a Carfax. What is a Carfax? A Carfax tells you how many people have owned the car, how many accidents it's gotten into, and the maintenance history. So if the owner went to the dealership or a body shop, it would, or a mechanic shop, independent mechanic shop, it would come up and say, hey, this car's been serviced. And this car had a pretty good Carfax. You could tell, and I visited Copart and I saw the car and I knew right away that this car was really well taken care of. Somebody spent some money because a lot of the parts in here were pretty new inside the motor area. So I knew the car was really well taken care of. So now, to me, that made me more comfortable to be able to spend the money to repair it, because I knew that once I, spent what I needed to spend, I know the car was going to be in really good condition, and the motor and transmission were probably really good, really well taken care of. So yeah, so won the car, right? So now other fees that I needed to pay. So I ended up paying a tow truck to come pick up the car from Copart, which was $100. Now that sounds pretty high, but because I live pretty close to that area. But the biggest thing was when we got to the Copart lot, we had to wait behind a bunch of other people that were there picking up cars. So the tow truck guy had to wait, I think over an hour was there just waiting. Plus then loading it up, driving it over to my place, unloading it, helped me put it into my parking spot. So yeah, $100 is not the end of the world. Other things that I spent on is I did buy the fender and hood. I got it at a fender, hood, and front bumper. Got it at a part called Copart. It's a junkyard where cars who are just completely wrecked and they sell it to the junkyard. Junkyard puts it on their lot. Went out there. Actually, the car that I found had rear end damage, was basically destroyed from behind. Yeah, and so I ended up buying the hood, the fender, and the front bumper, and I spent a total of $226. That was around what I remember spending on that, which it's not a lot. That's pretty good deal. Also, same color. We had to actually drive out to Anaheim. We saw, and that Pick Your Part lets you put alerts for certain cars that you're looking for. And so I got an alert for this car, looked it up, same color, rear end damage, and I was like, this is perfect. So, but it was all the way to Anaheim, so we had to go all the way to Anaheim, but we got pretty lucky. Everything is in pretty good condition. Yeah, and the reason I couldn't remove this whole thing right now is just they ended up putting back, the body shop actually put the fender back, which was really nice. I didn't ask them to do that. Also, they basically put the hood latch back on, which is cool. It's fine. Might have to take it off anyways, because I do have to connect again this front fan here in the front. Got to reconnect that. and then just put a bunch of stuff back together in the front end, and then we're pretty close. We're getting there, making progress. Then we got to change the oil, change the coolant. I'm probably gonna do a new water pump, new thermostat. 330i's are notorious for the expansion tank blowing, so looks new, but I'm probably not gonna risk it. Kind of another thing that I noticed was, of course, this tie rod is bent right there. You can kind of see it. So I'm gonna have to revamping the whole thing. I'm actually gonna do new tie rods, probably new control arm, and new struts. These are the struts, and I'll post videos all about that. So yeah.